here. You're ready. Welcome to my world.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your favorite action figure reviewer. I'm Ghost of Sparta. I know I've been away for a little bit, but we're going to jump into a review of Jiece from S.H.Figuarts, Tamashii Nation's P-bandai exclusive. And you know what we're going to be taking a look at: paint app, sculpt, articulation, accessories, all that good stuff. So make sure you stick around through the rest of this review so you know what you're getting your money into. Let's get to those size comparisons. So now we have the size comparisons of Jiece. We have a Hasbro Lightning Collection Gold Ranger. We have an S.H.Figuarts Saiyan Raised from Earth Goku. We also have the Imagination Works Goku, Marvel Legends Deadpool, and NECA Predator. So you can see where his size is compared to all these different lines, so you can make sure that he is in scale to whatever you're trying to display in. Let's get straight to this review. Okay, so now that we got everything out of the way, we can take a look at Jiece and all of his glory. Now let's take a look at sculpt work first, and you can see that the shoulder pads, his armor, his muscles, they're sculpted beautifully. I mean, you can see the detail that they really went into it with this figure. Now, I don't know why my camera tends to want to go out of focus for some weird reason, but I have to tell it what to do. You can see like the line work is really nice, especially here on the abdomen of his armor. You can also see that the clean application of the Ginyu Force symbol is nicely done there. We can also see on the back some great line work as well. Now, as for paint apps, the color for Jiece is very matte. It's like a matte red, so it kind of wants to look like he's really angry, but he's a matte red. I don't know why this camera can't focus now all of a sudden, but yeah, he's a matte red. So even though it kind of looks like it's glossy, it's not on camera. He's matte. It's a very dulled red. It looks really nice, and it captures Jiece in his nice Australian glory. Now, what else about the paint apps of this figure that looks really nice is the shading that they forgot to put in. Yeah, it's a little slap right there, but I mean, there's no shading on this figure whatsoever. You can't see any. This pretty much looks like animated colors. They made it nice and bright for you, and hopefully it matches the rest of the Ginyu Force. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you guys bought the rest of the Ginyu Force on P-bandai. I really like to know. So let me hear a comment about that as well. If you guys bought these figures off P-bandai, or are you buying them secondary market? You know, you're gonna try to find a place that sells them, that bought it, or you're gonna find somebody online that's selling them. So let me know. I'd like to know if you guys actually bought this figure off P-bandai or you're buying it somewhere else. Now, the hair is really greatly sculpted. You can see all the detail in it. Now, one big problem, he's really back heavy because of this big hunk of plastic here. I mean, it's probably hollow, but it feels pretty solid to me, and it's really heavy. I mean, it's on a nice little hinge joint here, or a ball hinge. So yes, the scouter comes off, but it's on a nice hinge joint here, so you're able to know that it's secure, and it has a nice metal pin in there if you guys can see it. So that looks really good. Now, as for the scouter here, it is very detailed and painted. It plugs into his left ear like so. As soon as I can grab it, and my fingers are really too big for this, but there we go. So it plugs in, so it's really nice. They got it pretty show accurate in my opinion. I could be wrong, but if I'm not, let me know, and we'll try to go from there and fix it, as in I might hate it. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. Now, we're going to get into everybody's favorite part and to see how well this guy articulates. So let's get to the articulation. Head moves up, moves down, swivel, hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint, arm rotation, hinge, bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, swivel, hinge, diaphragm joint back, forward, waist swivel, leg kicks forward, kicks back, swivel, Australian spread, bend at the knee, swivel, hinge, toe. Real quick before we go into the accessories, I wanted to give out a little, I guess like public announcement. I don't remember what the acronym for that is, but if you guys can let me know in the comments, I'd like to know. But this figure's joints for his forearm right here is extremely tight for both of them. So I'd be very careful when you first get them before you try to pose them and snap something, because I've seen already a few horror stories and pictures. To make sure to give this guy a little bit of toy exercise, work the joints back and forth, slowly. What I did was I brought out the butterfly joint here, and then I held the hinge joint here, and then I rotated it. That's kind of what I did to be able to facilitate me turning it. And there's some clicking noise. I don't know why it's clicking, You know, maybe they went for ratchet joints because this guy's super heavy, but there's clicking noise, so I'd be very careful with that. Now, for the right arm, I noticed that the actual rotation of it was really tight. Like, I thought I was going to snap the joint, and if I could get it on camera, you could kind of see that there is some wear on the joint. You can see like some white stress marks because it's painted black, so it's going to turn white, and that's because of how tight it is in there. So I don't know if maybe they got some more paint than they needed to, because, or these arms were obviously molded in black. Something happened right there, but it is really tight. So one thing I did was I brought out the arm, I held the butterfly joint in place, and then I slowly, by grabbing it by the joint, not from here or here, but by grabbing it from the joint, and slowly rotated it. You can also use like a heat gun, or maybe boiling some water. Put it in the microwave, I think. Don't put it on the stove, boil in the water, and then throw this guy in there. No, I think put it in the microwave maybe like a minute or so. Put your finger in there. If it hurts, you know, just dip his arm in there for about a second or two, and then pull it out, and then you might be able to get it some malleability out of it. So just a FYI for you guys, because I don't want people having damaged figures. I mean, this figure is hard enough to get. They're only making it exclusive to their website, and it would suck really bad. You spend all that money. We waited all this time because we thought that this guy was at the bottom of the ocean, and you snap a figure. So with that being said, let's get back to the accessory portion of the review. Okay, so here's some of the accessories that Jiece comes with. He has a total of 4 pairs of hands, and he also has a pair, just a single hand. I believe it's for his right hand, no, his left hand, so he can carry that briefcase there. Now the briefcase unfortunately doesn't open. Let's just get this out of the way. It's just a nice little square piece of plastic, and it's supposed to be holding the new Scouter for Frieza and I guess the Ginyu Force, if you remember seeing it on the show. And you can hear it as it fell on the floor that it's completely hollow. So you won't have to worry about it having anything inside or anything like that. Now the rest of his hands, he does have some open palm hands. He has some grasping hands which could be used to hold the Dragon Ball. As you can see here, supposed to grasp the Dragon Ball there, and I almost broke it. Or actually, give me the second here. One of these is supposed to grasp the Dragon Ball like really nicely, but they don't. So don't know what happened there, but there was supposed to be one of these. Oh, it's this one. This is the one that's supposed to grasp it, and it's also used to be able to perform his special attack. So there you go. He's grasping the Dragon Ball, and if I can stop dropping it for you guys on camera, and I can get this right there, bam, Dragon Ball in his hand. So he's able to hold his Dragon Ball there, and he can also use it for his special effect, which I'm going to show off in a little bit. I just wanted to get the Dragon Ball out of the way because obviously you know that the Ginyu Force comes with Dragon Balls. He also has 2 pairs of karate chopping hands. One is for posing, and they're both for posing or used for striking. It's up to you to decide because you're the one that's going to be posing them. So that's pretty much it. Now real quick, here's the left hand that goes onto the briefcase. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this so it doesn't snap the pinky finger, because it looks like that's what's going to happen. So just pry this open a little bit, give it a couple seconds, and then go ahead and place that on there, and bam, you have him holding the briefcase, and it fits on there snugly, and you won't have a broken hand or finger or thumb finger and be totally disappointed and not be able to use an accessory piece in your collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the accessories. There's still a couple more to go, so make sure to stay tuned. And I can't get this camera to focus to save my life. So there's the briefcase right here, and you're able to see it with the hand attached to it. I'd be very careful putting this on there because of how delicate it is. I mean, it's really delicate, guys. You can't go wrong with these figures, but you don't want to just try to force it on there. What I would recommend is prying open in the hands right here, give it a couple of seconds so the heat of your body can warm it up, and then you're gonna be able to wrap it around. Because if you try to do it the old school way with, like, you know, the American release of toys and just kind of force it on there, you're gonna end up snapping that thumb, and you're gonna be a very sad collector, and you don't want that. So this is completely hollow. You can see that he has a good set of hands that you're gonna be able to use and display them in any kind of way you'd like. So let's go to the rest of the accessories. So what I've been really noticing about S.H.Figuarts and the way that they're doing the accessories, they're trying to give us like kind of all well-rounded accessories. Like they're trying to give us a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I do appreciate it. It's really nice. I mean, we got a good set of hands which we'll be able to work with and display. I mean, there's a lot of different hands that are white that you could probably use and get away with. But if you look at this, they offered some armor pieces. Now I'm going to show you how to put those on. I'd be very careful because of the clip that's on there. It looks very fragile, as you can see me trying to put it on here. I'd be very careful. What you want to do is you kind of want to just like separate the armor piece from the little nesting portion of it. Just kind of pry it open with one of your fingers, like your thumb, and then you'll be able to pop it off, because if you just force it off, you're going to break that and you're not going to be able to put any armor piece on this guy. And then you can snap on the other piece where it's elevated and you can have him pose and it looks clean. Now the other accessories we have here are obviously his special attack, which I forgot what it's called. Let me know in the comments, guys, what his attack is called. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in a few years. I've been watching Super and reading the manga, and it's great. But it has a special attack, and they gave him the Frieza treatment. They gave him this little plastic piece that pegs under the bottom of it, so that way it could look like he's actually it's floating above his hand. And then this just clips on his wrist. You just pop off the hand, put the wrist peg in there, and then pop the hand back on. Super simple. And then we have this little piece back in the armor, and what this does is just kind of like what they did with Piccolo. You just plug in a stand right here and he's able to perform, you know, and be displayed any way you need him to be. And I don't know why there we go, it's focusing now. So you can have him be displayed any way he needs to be, so that way you can have a nice little clean display with Jiece right there. So we have a couple more accessories to go over, and then we'll go into my final thoughts. All right, so Jiece comes with a pair of 4 heads. There's a couple of them that look the same, but the paint apps and sculpt of these little face plates are really nice. So if I take a look at this one right here, it looks really nice. It captures the eyes. He's kind of yelling in a point where he's like maybe yelling at you, or he's trying to explain something or talking, or maybe he's performing a move. But they look really nice. The white is really solid. White is a really nice color. We also have this head sculpt here where he's really yelling. His eyebrows are pointed down. He is mad. He is mad at the world, and he's going to be able to show you with his special move that you guys left me in the comments below on what it's called, and perform that on Goku or whoever he's trying to perform that on. Then he has another one where he's looking to his right, screaming as well. And the detail of these faces look really good. I mean, S.H.Figuarts hasn't had an issue with face plates. If they have, I'd really like to know about it, guys. And the only thing about this Jiece figure that I'm like kind of disappointed about is that you have to put the scouter on all of his faces. He doesn't have any faces where he doesn't have the scouter on. Now, like I mentioned before in the review, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in a long time, so I don't know if he was ever without a scouter, but you can see it just pegs into his left ear or without a problem. But it would have been great to have a faceplate where it had his ear, or give us an ear that can plug back in, and it would have been great. So we have that as well with this figure. Now, the last accessory he does come with is the Captain Ginyu face, or you can also use it for Bardock, whichever one you'd like. But it pops onto the Goku raised on Earth or Saiyan on Earth body, as it says in the instructions. I haven't tried it on the other ones, but you can see it pops right in there. But the only thing is you're not going to be able to switch out any faces with this head sculpt because of the scouter. The scouter is not removable. The face plates aren't removable. It's just one solid face plate that you get, or a whole head basically. So let's go back to the action figure and get to my final thoughts. So we have Captain Ginyu there trying to console Jiece, because my final thoughts on this figure are going to be kind of rough, and you're going to see why. So this figure is great. Paint app, sculpt, awesome. The hair piece, I feel that they could have done something better to make it lighter, because it does make it difficult for this figure to stand. Second, the face plates. They could have gave us one with the left ear, you know, a couple normal face plates, maybe a chuckling one, something would have been great. You know, to be able to facilitate this being an exclusive just because of the Namekian Dragon Ball is kind of sad. They do give us a nice amount of accessories, and they also give us an accessory for a different figure, which is something that is awesome, that I liked what they did with the Majin Buu figures. But the figure is delicate. I mean, we've already had issues of the arms breaking. We've had issues of the bicep breaking. So those kind of things are very worried about. I mean, we waited a long time for this figure. We thought it was lost in the ocean, and to have these kind of things, I'm kind of worried about the way that the direction of S.H.Figuarts is going around. I mean, the next thing to be coming out is Bardock, and then we also got Raccoon, and I think Raditz, and a couple other Dragon Ball actual figures from Dragon Ball. So we're going to see what those come up with and how they're different. But I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing and review. Hope you guys also enjoy the photography that's playing right there in the background. And I will see everybody on the next review. But before I go, make sure to check out my 500 subscriber giveaway video. It's also linked in the description below. Please make sure that you guys are watching that. The deadline to enter is February 14th at midnight Pacific Coast time. So that way you guys remember the rules. You got to leave a comment, like my Facebook page, like the video, and also be a subscriber and have your subscriptions placed on public to be able to be entered. So all of that will be in the link in the description below. So make sure you guys get that, because I want to give away. I have 3 awesome figures that I'm giving away. So go check that video out ASAP. But until then, guys, I will see you guys on the next review.